Here's some kind of Ukrainian F-16 attacks Russian 45 Russian tanks. Wow, look at this. Wow, look at this. Hopefully I don't get copywritten or anything for these, but oh yeah, look at that. Dude, it's getting tore up. That's what happened. I just did that to them in the game.
Russia has lost
They
more
just
than
piled in,
4,000
dude.
tanks in the war with Ukraine. Every day they launch new assaults, but most end in complete failure. Here is one clear example of their failed attack.
Those aren't tanks. Those are BTRs.
On August 14th, 2025, in the Donetsk region, Russian commanders launched an assault
They're just going ducks in a row, dude.
with 5 armored vehicles, 2 APCs, and 3 tanks to break the Ukrainian defense line. But the Ukrainians were ready. Drone operators and a Javelin team took their positions.
I mean, that's
The
US
first
forces.
Javelin was fired, but it missed. A few more followed, but they too failed to hit. Still, the Russian column pressed forward. The advance was finally stopped by a deep trench dug by Ukrainian forces.
Like, oh, they dug a chain. Dude, they
At
dug a
that
tank
moment,
pitch.
drones entered the battle.
Did they not recon this?
They struck the convoy, forcing Russian soldiers to abandon their vehicles and scatter for cover.
Wow.
One tank tried to escape along another path, but drones chased it down and destroyed it.
Dude, just talk about incompetence, dude. Look at that.
With the vehicles trapped and unable to advance, Ukrainian drone operators wasted no time. They
Dude,
quickly began
armored
dropping
vehicles are pretty
explosives
much
one after
Made
another.
useless at this point, it seems like, with drone warfare, dude.
Each strike hit its mark, and since the vehicles were loaded with ammunition, the
That's the way,
blasts
this is
were
the new
enormous.
warfare. You're watching it right here. This is the next war.
Fireballs erupted, sending flames and thick black smoke towering into the sky, clearly visible from far away. Russian soldiers
Our
who had
era
been hiding
is
nearby
over.
were soon exposed. More explosives rained down, forcing them out of cover. In the chaos, one soldier was caught in the blast and set on
Wow.
fire while trying to escape. The drones kept pressing the attack.
Like, what's the
They
attack
targeted
here, dude?
not just the vehicles, but also the tree line and the trenches, where soldiers were attempting to hide. Every time the Russians tried to take shelter, another strike followed, leaving them with no safe place to run. One by one,
Wow.
they were
You're
eliminated.
defenseless, dude. Nothing you can do. If you can't see him up there. I mean, if you can't see the drones.
By
are
the end of this
Oh
failed
my
assault,
God,
more
these
than
guys are dead.
21 Russian soldiers were killed,
Wow.
and every
I'm surprised
vehicle
they're
in the
allowed to show
column
this on
was
YouTube.
destroyed, leaving nothing but wreckage and smoke behind.
Dude, these guys are incompetent, dude. They don't have any kind of anti-drone tech they can develop?
4 more
think they're
Russian
using
tanks
wire,
pushed
fiber
toward the
optic drones with
Ukrainian
that
defense
for-
line.
So you can't jam them. That T-90.
In the Kupiansk direction, ahead
Wow,
of
look at
them,
this,
5
dude.
vehicles had already been destroyed, but despite the heavy losses, the tanks continued to move forward. The lead tank rolled ahead until it struck a mine.
Oh, wow. Holy smokes, dude.
Causing a massive explosion that sent smoke and debris high into the air.
Did the mine roller not work?
Right after that, another tank was struck by a cluster munition and came to a complete stop. Flames quickly spreading around it. The remaining 2 vehicles pressed
Dude,
forward,
Look at that freaking tank right there. They're probably like...
but one of them hit another hidden mine. Smoke and
Dude, the
fire
whole-
erupted once again,
They're totally... You can't do anything.
and the crews
this
trapped
warfare.
inside did not survive the blast. One tank tried to take a slightly different path in an attempt to escape,
No, you
but
go- you
it
don't-
too
you're in a
struck
minefield.
another mine
You
and
go back,
was
you go back
destroyed
the way you
instantly.
came. You don't go through the minefield.
To
What are you,
finish the
stupid?
job, Ukrainian forces used cluster munitions,
You back out of it.
striking the stalled vehicles and setting them ablaze. By the end of this failed assault, 5 vehicles had already been lost earlier, and now 4 more tanks were reduced to burning wrecks.
What do you...
The entire attack
what's the
collapsed
objective?
in complete failure.
Yeah, dude, they got totally decimated.
Russian commandos had already lost more vehicles than they ever
Wow,
imagined
dude,
trying to break the Ukrainian defense line,
Look at this, dude.
but they were not ready to stop. They
It's
planned
all
another
drones
assault,
doing
this time sending 5 more
Mines
armed
and drones,
vehicles.
channeling them in.
Leading the convoy was a
Oh,
T-90
no.
tank, followed by 2 APCS.
Just complete
Behind them
imbeciles.
rolled another tank, likely a T-82, and at the very end was another APC.
Dude, they're about to get jacked up.
The column moved forward until the first APC, positioned right behind the lead tank, was suddenly struck by a Ukrainian drone. The impact forced the convoy to a halt.
Hit.
In the confusion, the APC tried to reverse, but another drone strike hit it directly.
Dude.
Realizing they were under attack, Russian soldiers quickly abandoned their vehicles and began running backward in panic.
Hell yeah. No, you have to. Dude, you have to.
Drones continued to hit the stalled APC and even targeted the tanks. One APC managed to flee, but it left its crew behind, abandoning soldiers and vehicles in the process.
The Russians are getting totally
Ukrainian forces
destroyed,
then
dude.
launched more explosives and javelin missiles to finish the job, targeting the vehicles left on the battlefield.
Wow.
The soldiers who had stayed hidden inside or around the wrecks tried to cover themselves under the burning machines, but one after another, they were neutralized and the vehicles were reduced to rubble. The mission, however, wasn't over yet.
The tanks never even get a chance to shoot.
Around 11 Russian soldiers who had escaped from the convoy attempted to find cover nearby. They hid inside abandoned
bunker,
houses.
Dude. There's a battle position
Unaware
right there.
that a Ukrainian reconnaissance team had already spotted them.
Yeah, just waiting for him to come in.
A javelin operator was positioned nearby, ready to strike. Drones hovered above, explosives were dropped one after another on the hiding soldiers. Within moments, both the fleeing troops and the abandoned vehicles were destroyed.
What a nightmare.
The assault ended in flames, and once again, Russian forces failed to break through the Ukrainian defense line.
Wow.
At this stage of the assault, Russian commanders have already paid a heavy price. More than 20 armored vehicles, tanks, BMPs, and APCS lie destroyed on the battlefield. Over 30 soldiers have fallen in this single attempt to break the defense line. And yet, despite all this blood and steel, the Ukrainian positions remain unbroken.
They didn't even get hit. They never even had.
What this shows is how strong, how deeply entrenched, and how disciplined the Ukrainian defenses in this sector have become.
They didn't soften up.
But this isn't just about one battle.
They didn't soften it up with artillery or
it reflects the larger war. Since the full-scale invasion began,
try to set off the mines.
Russia has lost more than 4,000 tanks.
Dude, Russia's getting destroyed in this crap, dude.
Ukraine, in comparison, has lost fewer than 1,000. That gap alone tells the story.
Well, that's not a tank, but look at that thing cooking.
Even though Russia fields one of the largest tank fleets in the world, its armored spearheads are being dismantled at a pace that cannot be replaced quickly.
Those are Bradleys. That was Ukrainian stuff.
Add to this the loss of manpower.
Bradleys and Leo
Estimates suggest Russia has lost 30,000 to 40,000 soldiers in recent months.
Oh, he's on fire. That barbed wire he's stuck in on
and
fire.
And the picture becomes clearer. In the first months of the war, Russia advanced rapidly. Its forces captured territory,
I'm so glad I'm not doing
pushed Ukrainian units back, and gave the impression of overwhelming momentum. But the last 4 to 5 months have completely flipped the situation. Ukrainian defenses are not just holding, they are steadily grinding down Russian assaults.
It's ridiculous, dude.
Russian commanders may believe they can roll into Ukrainian strongholds by sending a few tanks or small convoys of vehicles, but reality shows otherwise. They are met with layered defenses.
Look at that Leo 2 right there.
mines,
Dude, he drives right over. They just drove right over the mines. They don't even see. They're laying the road. They're so stupid.
artillery,
Fall through.
Dude, we would totally beat Russia.
anti-tank missiles, drones, and armored units
We
waiting
would
in
decimate
ambush.
the Russians, dude.
Not
Just
only
watching
are
this
the
stuff, dude.
defenses stronger, Ukraine is now taking the fight back into areas Russia
They
once
suck, dude.
claimed. In regions like Zaporizhia and Donetsk,
But what we're not
Ukrainian
seeing
forces
is
are
the
launching
Russians, how the Russians
counterattacks,
catch them too,
reclaiming
probably off
villages,
guard.
destroying Russian ammunition
Probably just goes
depots,
back and forth.
and forcing Moscow to commit more and more resources just to hold the lines. The reason behind this turnaround lies in adaptation. Ukraine has rapidly integrated Western
A lot
equipment
of this
into
is
its operations.
probably Ukrainian propaganda we're getting too.
The Bradley infantry fighting vehicle,
Well, they're not getting that
the
one.
Abrams tank,
That's not an Abrams.
the Leopard 2. All of these have given
That was an-
Ukraine
that was an
firepower
Abrams they
and
just showed.
survivability that match or exceed Russian armor. The Javelin missile,
Look at this guy.
infamous for its ability to burn
Wow.
through heavy tanks, continues to play a decisive role. And perhaps the most critical factor of all, drones. In just the last 4 to 5 months, drones have reshaped the battlefield
That's crazy.
entirely.
Look how there's a zip tie in it.
Reconnaissance drones hover constantly over the front lines, feeding real-time intelligence to artillery crews. Attack drones strike convoys,
Man, they actually really get in there and they really
soldiers,
Look at this guy, poor schmuck. Dude, oh man,
and even tanks with deadly accuracy.
that guy got cooked. I'm surprised we're allowed to show this.
Entire Russian assaults
Wow.
are stopped not by
It's on
massive
YouTube.
artillery barrages, by small, cheap drones flown by skilled Ukrainian operators. The effect is devastating. No vehicle, no soldier can move freely without the risk of being seen, tracked, and destroyed.
They just get
This
decimated,
mix
bro.
of modern tanks,
You still on?
anti-armor missiles, drone warfare
Look at this, right in the driver's hole.
has given Ukraine the edge, and it has forced Russia into a pattern of repeated, costly failures.
Wow.
Assault after assault ends the same way. Vehicles burning, soldiers lost, defenses still standing. The
This
early
is
image
nuts.
of Russian momentum has vanished.
Well, folks, I
What
don't
we
think
see
I'm
now
getting any
is a
more.
war of attrition, and in that
any
war,
more viewers.
Ukraine's
No one's
ability
really
to
talking anymore in
innovate
the
and
chat, so I'm gonna call it
adapt
an
is
evening.
turning the tide.
But this is interesting stuff here, guys. But man, it is bad out there. It is bad in Ukraine, still going on like this. So yeah, man. Well, hopefully it ends eventually. It's brutal. Drone warfare, dude. It's the wave of the future. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys later on. I appreciate you guys watching the stream, whoever did. All right, and listen to our rants.